Hello everyone, it's so great to have you all, and we are so delighted as usual to be with you guys in this show. This is your Standpoint once again, and I'm so happy to have two ladies here in the studio. I can start by my right side. It's okay. Would you please say hello to our viewers, also maybe introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi to everybody who's watching. My name is Tuyizigere Karen. I'm a Tujenge scholar, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting us.
Wow, we are so happy to have you again.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm also with another lady. She can tell us who she is, or maybe greet you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Verite Gahimbare, and I'm also a Tujenge scholar, and it is a very great surprise to be here. Very surprising for 2024. Thank you.
Why do you say it's a surprise?
Because it's a surprise to start a year by a debate. Most of the time we start a year by enjoying, having fun, and doing some things.
Well, you have got it. It's a debate. Then it's so amazing. It's a big surprise for each and everyone. So today we'll be talking about abortion. It's a taboo, topic in the country, but very sensitive. And we'll be talking about abortion in case of rape. Should abortion be allowed to the victims of rape? We know that in the country we have the law does not allow that. Like we have the penal code in its article 510. It says that a woman that has done that, she will be jailed from 1 to 2 years. And she will be also giving a fine from 20,000 to 40,000. So what do you think about it? Let's start by that main question, the core question. Should we allow abortion to the victims of rape? What do you think, Karen?
Well, personally, as we know, abortion is literally it's ending a pregnancy. And it's a very sensitive topic because it's like you're taking away the life that has not yet come into being, but you're taking away a life. But then when you come and apply it to the question of rape, where somebody is unwillingly sexually assaulted and has never planned for this pregnancy, which might develop after the act, I think it is very unfair and unjust to limit this person from continuing with whatever plans they had for the future because of this unwanted pregnancy, and the pregnancy that they didn't even plan for or go for it by their own willing desire. Rape is something that nobody plans for, and you're forced. It's not something that you're proud to walk with. And sometimes it can stop you from your plans. If you're a student, you'll have to stop because of the baby. But if you had the chance to let go of that baby, I feel like, why shouldn't they be given that chance as a victim of something that wasn't their choice? So I guess as an overview of what I think about the topic, it would be, I don't think abortion should not be allowed for these victims of fate in their lives. Yeah.
Got it. Have you heard what she was saying? Would you please also maybe elaborate on that?
I want just to ask her, do you stand for the abortion, or do you stand against it?
She stands for.
She stands for the abortion.
Of course.
Okay,
but for the victims of rape, according to her.
Yeah, and it should be allowed, because once you allow it, it's not required. They make their personal choice. If they don't want the baby, they can give it up. If they want the baby, they can keep it. But at least they don't have this situation where they're afraid that if they take away the baby, they have to go to this fine of jail, they have to pay all this money. But they never chose it. They were raped. It wasn't by their choice. So that's why I'm saying if it was allowed, at least it would give them this choice of whether they can keep the baby or just remove it.
Yeah. Thank you for the input. I'm sorry a bit, because there are some viewers who may be not being able to understand what means abortion. It's just the termination of a pregnancy. Mm-hmm. Yes, just an unwanted, maybe here I'm talking about unwanted pregnancies, but sometimes there are even some people abort when they had their pregnancies in a willing way. So we get back to her. Maybe you can also elaborate on the same question that she was, trying to answer.
Interesting.
But I just want to say that many things comes as a surprise. Even though you were raped, you could just keep the baby. I feel like that because you don't know what the baby will become or what will come out of it. And when you are raped, yes, you will have like PTSD, post-traumatic disorder, or something like that. But I feel like it will be a very great crime to end a life that has not chosen to be dead. You should let the baby live, and if the baby wishes to die, then you could kill it. I feel like that also.
How can a baby wish to die? I'm just curious about.
How can a baby choose to die?
Yeah.
In many ways, when it can grow up, the baby can grow, she or he, and then I don't know, can feel overwhelmed by life, and then after it can decide to terminate its life, just like that.
Suicide. We are not going to get
It is
there.
not suicide. It is assisted.
We're gonna maybe get there.
But I think I get
another
the
day.
point. She's like, don't kill the baby if it's not willing. At least let it grow, and if it wants to die, it will just take its life alone itself.
Yeah. I got her
Yeah.
as well. Do you think guys should make laws about abortion? Guys, of course. Like we know that it's done by policies and laws from the government mostly, and these are men who conceive them. So, what do you think about it?
I feel like they feel they have the right to make those rules because they are the fathers, and the women can do, I guess, whatever they want with their body because the baby is in their body. But
being the father doesn't give you the authority to just terminate a baby's life.
exactly, and when you terminate the life of the baby, it's pain for the father because he didn't have a say in it. So I feel like both men and women should sit down and agree on those laws, not just the men, because they don't know what's happening to the body of the woman. They don't know what they're putting at stake in having a pregnancy for 9 months, what they are giving up, or what they'll be forced to give up. So maybe they should sit together as both because they're in it together. That's what I think about the issue.
Then you think they should not be only men who are
No.
adopting those laws.
No.
Sometimes they're not even only men, but yeah, like some lady, for example, we take the case of the U.S. Like the Republicans. Like I was trying to watch a video where there was a lady who was like screaming at those who are claiming for abortion rights. Then she was saying, you killing babies sometimes, but mostly we find that they are men who are making those laws. So do you think they should have a say over that?
Women,
Men.
No, men.
I think yes, because they contributed to that pregnancy. Then they should also be there when they make those decisions. And abortion, we should not take the life only of the baby. We also should take the life of the mother, because it weakens the body as you abort, or something can happen. You can become sterile or unfertile just by aborting. So I think both of them should go together and then decide what can be done on abortion. Probably we should do abortions for people who are in a critical condition, because there are some people who their bodies will not easily give birth, and then they could die along with the baby. So I think both men and women also should go together and decide the future of the baby and the mother together.
Right. We were talking about the case of raped women.
Raped
So
women.
sometimes you don't know even the person who did that. Like
Yes.
it was a sexual assault, and then you never meet the guy. So do you think you can go together with him, or how can you handle that as a lady?
Then that you go in the family, because aborting you need also money, you need support, emotional support, because it's like killing. So you need someone who will be there for you in that journey. So I think you should go with your family and decide upon it. And if you feel like you want to abort, it will be your personal choice, because you have your bodily autonomy. You have freedom to do whatever you have with your body, even though the other guy did not ask permission to enter your body. Yes, I think it will be
Well,
great.
here you coming up with something very crucial. Like you're talking about the autonomy of your body, and then there's a question that I missed like previously. I was asking about like a personal choice and controlling women. Some people say like those people who try to ban abortion, they are trying to control women, whereas others say they are trying to protect babies. What's your take on that?
I have a question before.
Yeah, come on.
Can we be specific on controlling women? In which way are we controlling them if we refuse them abortion or if we accept? In which way are we controlling them? Because I don't understand controlling women.
All right. You want
We control
Yeah.
the body of the women or their choices?
Yeah, everything. Choices, bodies, like we try to put them in a cage.
For me, when you're talking about the autonomy of women's bodies and who is controlling who, I understand it in the sense that if you put a law that says you are not allowed to abort, if you abort, we're going to put this punishment on you and that, I don't have freedom over my body. The baby is in my body, but I don't have the choice of removing the baby. And I need to remove the baby because I need to do this and this and that. I don't want this pregnancy. So if I cannot do that, I don't really have autonomy over my body. That's the sense in which I understand it.
True.
So
Now you got it?
I don't have
Yeah,
the freedom.
I get it.
Yeah, sure. So what do you think about those people? Like, you know, you can maybe keep on, you know.
Saying that it is controlling the woman's body, I would say in some sense, not to totally support them, but I do understand the sense it is in controlling it, because you're not free, just what I said. You're not free to do what you want to do, and there's this society pressure, I guess, over you. And if you want to keep moving on the direction you want to take, you just can't make a choice. You have to give birth to the baby, and what happens afterwards, the people who make the laws are not going to check. If you are poor, you can't feed that baby, you can't afford, they won't come to barge in. You have no autonomy over your life, you have no autonomy over your body, you just have to go by the rules that they've set by you. So I also feel like with the banning of abortion, you just don't have autonomy over your body.
You got her. So now there are those who say it's protecting children, I mean babies, and I guess you that side. So you're on that side. So can you please say something about it?
About protecting babies?
Yeah, protecting babies. I
Yes.
think that's your side, right?
Yes. First, I had a question before I can argue
Yeah, come
back.
on.
I would say that what is the law of men who raped? Is it more punishable than aborting?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
we need also to look at the law of people who rape. Because in that way we can avoid abortion when we make the punishment of men who raped more harsh. Then in that way it can just we can avoid some abortions. Do we have a law that can?
Yeah, of course. We have a law that
Is it
is
harsher
than
harsher
abortion?
than the one of abortion. Because like when you are caught red-handed, you know, raping somebody, you are like punished with a jail that can reach to 25 years old.
25 years.
Yes, which means it's harsher than the one of abortion. So
In my way of saying of protecting babies, as I said, having a baby, it's a surprise and it's a miracle from God. So if it is a miracle from God, why would you refuse it? Yes, it will bring pain to you, or it will bring shame to you, something like that. But you have to keep the baby because the baby hasn't done anything. It did not give like a consent to be there. It was just a surprise, popped out from somewhere. So I feel like you should keep it. I don't pity people who were raped or saying that something hurts to them. I'm just saying go along with it. You don't know what will happen in the future to the baby, and the baby is it's a gift. I will say that, and you don't refuse a gift.
yeah, well, come on, you had something to say?
Yeah, I was thinking about the idea she said about being a miracle of God, and the thought that came to my mind was it would be a miracle to who? Because not everybody would see it as a miracle. If I came and gave you a puppy and I say it's yours without you wanting it, either it can be a blessing for you, oh my God, I always wished I had a puppy, you know, I had a pet, then it's yours. But then for another person it may not be, because I don't like dogs. I never wanted a dog, or I don't have what to feed it. My place, people don't, they're allergic from puppy. What am I going to do with this puppy? You can choose. If you don't have the choice of giving it back or throwing it away, you will have to live with that puppy. And that's not what you want to do. I see it the same as abortion. It may be a miracle to somebody. It may not be a miracle to another person. It may be an impediment. Yeah.
I can say that it can be a miracle to you in a way of money, because nowadays we can purchase babies in a way of surrogating, but this time you were raped, so you are kind of surrogating your own baby, so that after you give birth, you give the baby to the other person who wants the baby, then you will get money. Then money will come as a miracle through the baby. I feel like that is how it can be a miracle. We cannot see as a miracle as keeping it to yourself. Because there's some people who really want babies, and then they don't have any means to surrogate in USA, like we are talking here in Burundi, and then you can just give the baby to them.
And do they like pay for the 9 months of what you'll be eating in this time and the breastfeeding and everything?
You don't have to breastfeed. You just
you give it away before
you give the
breastfeeding.
baby after you have given birth to it.
Then what's the good? How are you giving it a good life in the end?
Like I've studied in Tujenga that we are people who like to feel awe from other people, to feel grateful for other people, and then if the other person gives you thanks and is grateful to you to give the baby, I feel you will have a kind of an emotion. You'll be happy that you helped someone. That can be just as a payment to those 9 months, even if it is little.
Tiny.
Yeah.
So why would you carry the baby all along those 9 months, like expecting something that you're not even sure? Like let's take, because we are talking about the context of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you can find somebody who can buy the baby from you?
Yes, I think. And if you want to carry it, you should not have the conscience of killing somebody your whole life. Then why don't you just carry it for 9 months and then you give it away, instead of carrying the conscience of killing somebody for a lifetime?
It's a great input. Yeah. Okay, come on.
Not everybody goes with that impulse of carrying, of having murdered a person, because it also comes to what we define as a baby. Because even that is a debate, because you can't call, the abortion usually happens like after 2 months, I guess, of pregnancy, and many people say it's still a zygote. What do you call a baby? What do you call a zygote? I mean, for most people, they'll put it in the context as long as it has come together, it is already breathing. But others will say, it doesn't care what you do to it. It has no feelings, it has no emotions. It is not yet a complete baby that you can give birth to. There's a difference between a baby and a zygote. So I don't know, I wouldn't really claim that everybody who aborts will walk around with the conscience that they killed a baby, because it wasn't a baby yet.
You can also work with the conscience of like, what if? And what if is very harsh. What if the baby came and then became a girl, became a president, became something? Then that is also something you can carry for your whole life. Yes, you were not a murderer or a killer, but you wallow in a sense of what if, and that can also be sometimes harsh to keep.
But do you think as a victim of rape, you really have space to think about the future of this unwanted baby becoming a president and having to warm your present feelings of hatred and resentment and what am I going to do next with my life? I don't really think so. I think the main thing, they're still going over the trauma of having that done to them, and there's this unexpected miracle, I guess,
okay, but
which is
think
not really
also
wanted.
about your own body. You can have complications during the abortion.
Exactly.
So why don't you think about it? Then next time you won't have a baby if you abort right now. You don't know what will happen in the abortion. What if you abort and then, I don't know, your uterus is damaged and you can have no longer a baby?
Yeah.
Then in the future you will say, oh my God, what if I have kept the baby? Or
Exactly, and that's why I was saying that when they allow abortion, it is up to your choice to either pick up, I want that risk or I don't want that risk. If I abort it, I risk my life, I risk the life of my future sterility. So if it will be your choice. Plus, there's also a risk in pregnancy. You can die with the pregnancy. Nobody thinks about that when they're pregnant and they keep the baby. They're like, it will go as it will go. So if they have their choice with abortion, it is up to them, because it is lined out for them the risks, and they can choose whether or not. But don't limit them to say, oh no, you're a victim of rape, it's okay, but you're not allowing you to kill a baby. Otherwise, if you do it, no matter the circumstances, we'll put you in jail and you have to pay a fine. So that's where I stand.
I like the way you're fighting over now. It's like you have too many arguments. I really love it. So just want to know, you've been talking about causes and consequences of abortion. So you've been trying to advance like some, lack of finances, maybe, or maybe, like some other causes, like maybe of course we're talking about financial means that are not there for you, and also like some maybe health conditions of the mother. Yeah, so many consequences, so many causes that you can elaborate. So do you think those consequences, the causes are valid? Because you've been trying to say that, it's a miracle, maybe you can even get money from out of it. So don't you think maybe some causes are really valid?
Yes, I think now I'm convinced. It will depend on your personal choice. You will do whatever you have to do if your reasons are very valid, as you said. But if you don't have any reason to put it out, why would you abort it? If your reason, like she said, you lack of finances, or you are at risk of death, or something like shame in the society also, that you can put it out. But if you are okay, I'm saying that
you are disappointing me by the way. Like, I put you stand on your feet. So like you're telling me, I was like, but because like I guess now we're talking about, we have the law. Yeah, there's no any reason that is valid in this country. So that's why maybe people are defenders of abortion here. They don't have the right even to talk about it. Sometimes people, like, there are females, many women who will tell you, like, I can't really hold a baby from rape. You see, it's like a wound in their hearts. They can't really even, they feel like they even not love the child. Yeah, so many consequences that you've been talking about, trauma, whatever. So, but there is a law here. Do you think the law should stay, or the law that condemning women who are aborting should be amended?
I will disappoint you. I will say that the law should be amended because it is, as I said, it is a personal choice. You have the right, the freedom to do whatever you have with your body. So if I was raped, I don't think I will keep the baby that I don't want. And some unwanted pregnancies, they're very risky, I will say. I will say that they come with some emotions to the baby. As they say, the baby and the mother, they communicate through the placenta. And when you give unwanted feelings to the baby, it can feel like it doesn't want to be in this world. It will grow with anxiety probably and depression, and we will not know where it came from, but it came from the pregnancy. So I think that women should abort if their reasons are valid. Yeah, the law.
Now I put you guys in the same basket.
we are still struggling.
We are still
struggling.
You say?
I think I could agree with her also, but allowing it, but with also some restrictions, because is disadvantages the cons?
Yeah, sure.
The cons of allowing this abortion would be like anybody who feels like it will remove it, even if there's no valid reason for removing the baby. I don't feel like having a baby, let me kill it. And there are other people who have reasonable things. I can't take care of it. What am I going to do with it? How will I live? Unless there's like some agency which will agree to take care of me, and when I give birth to the baby, they can keep it, okay. But then I'm on my own, and I can't make it. I mean, some cases are really valid. And at least if they put restrictions on the allowing that law saying, these are the conditions of somebody who's accepted to do this. So I think that's where we would come to an agreement, really.
Yeah. And I think if the law should be amended, those abortions should be assisted by medical staff. You can't do it alone. If you do it alone, then that is where we will put you in jail and fine you. But if you go to a medical doctor where we know that it will be sure, you'll be probably in a healthy condition or environment, then you can abort. But if you do it alone in your room or anywhere else, that is not really good.
There is a great idea you mentioned before, like keeping that on your conscience as somebody who murdered. She was trying to defend it, saying, it can be like still on the earlier stage, and then it's not yet a baby. But here we are like already a heart that is breathing, so it's a potential human being, be like you. So what do you think you were aborted? You will not even know this earth. So this may be like it's a figurative, way to use, but that is not really. I mean, how can I say? It's hard to use it, but I wonder whether you will not carry that on a conscience. Like, don't you feel that you've done something very, very wrong, killing somebody?
Well, I do not refuse that some people would walk with the conscience that they've done something terrible. But there's this also term about mercy killing, where even if it's not a baby, you kill somebody because you think you're saving them from the trouble that they're facing. Or they're living a very terrible life. Let me just kill them and give them, release or rest from these troubles. And I feel like some of them would feel like it's mercy killing, because even though it's a baby, yes, it's a heart and it's beating. Let me save them from the troubles of this life, because even if I bring it into this world, there's nothing I can do for it to live in a better life. There's nothing I can do for it. And I'm not hoping on miracles, because just look at what has happened to me. Is this a miracle myself? I'm trying to get through the trauma. So let me just get it over with.
I have one question. When you say it's a mercy killing, I would like you to be specific on that.
Yeah, sure.
I will say that I will just go against you a little bit. Say then that when you are raped, they give you 3 days and then you can drink a pill that is called pill du lendemain, or emergency pill. So why did you wait two months to abort? Why didn't you take the pill before? That you could have saved the zygote or the baby. Because if you have waited 2 months, then wait the 7 months that are waiting. Yes.
I feel like when we're talking about rape, we're talking about people who are just like us. And people who go with rape, I don't feel, okay, this is just my opinion. But do they go automatically to tell people that they've been raped? Most of them will stay in hiding. Most of them will keep it to themselves, and going to the hospital is like you're exposing to go for a pill. And for you to even know about those pills, you're educated. Does everybody know it? No, they don't know that they can go for pills and then to nullify that pregnancy, to stop it from happening, or even to check if they've been contaminated with HIV or anything. And they'll just stay like that for months until they finally find out they have the symptoms of pregnancy. And then they go, and it's finally exposed that they've been raped and everything. But I say the problem with that is that some of them are not educated enough to know that they can take pills in 3 days to nullify. Some of them are just too scared to expose themselves, to expose this shame, and they are going through this trauma. So that's what I would say.
You brought the education, and when you say that the law should be amended, like when you are not educated, probably you will abort alone, and that is not healthy or sure. So I think like we should educate everyone to take the pills and to abort in a medical institution or clinic.
I agree with that, because like you said at the beginning, you were like, this topic is very taboo. Nobody even talks about it. But if they talk about it, at least people will be aware about what is going on, and then how to react when they face a similar condition, so that they don't have to face this trauma of abortion or not, or this type of problem. So education plays a very good role, and that's what I'd say.
Well, here you're talking about like trying to amend the laws, pertaining to abortion. But, we've been trying to give some reasons, apart from rape. Can we find some other reasons that can be maybe put in the law, so as maybe when a woman who's pregnant is facing the same conditions can, be free to abort? Do you have some other reasons?
Yes. If your body can support a pregnancy, that you have more chances to miscarry a baby, then I feel like you should abort more than keeping it, because you are putting also at risk your own life. So you should abort about it. But apart from that, I don't see any other reason for someone who was not raped to abort.
You same idea?
I feel it's also those the financial problems doesn't only affect the people who are raped. Even if you go willingly and you have a baby, sometimes it will still affect you. You will still wonder, but how am I going to go back home with this pregnancy? How am I going to feed this baby? How am I going to feed myself? And I think even the economy doesn't make it easy. There are no agencies to help ladies who are facing this problem, and it might push them to abort.
Who help people who were raped, I think.
But then we're talking about cases where they're not raped. and you find yourself in this situation where you can't support yourself. They even chase you out of your house. You have nothing on yourself. How will you support your baby? How will you support yourself? And you're not raped. So those are cases that are there, and people might opt for abortion.
But excuse me, but if you were raped, then you were willing to do it. So you knew the consequences of doing whatever you've done.
But when you're raped, it's by force.
You know, we were talking about some other cases.
Yeah, some other cases. You said when women who are not raped,
Yes,
those
they were
people
willing.
who they chase away from their homes, then you know that you were willing at the
Exactly.
first time. So why didn't you use like preventions? Or do
Sometimes that doesn't work.
it worked.
Okay.
Well, I will back up her question. Like, of course, we know sometimes we're not seeing people are raped and they are willing to abort.
Yes.
So don't you think, because like we can't avoid this is what we are living in, and we know that many African countries, especially even Burundi, we have different creeds, but mostly we have Christian beliefs. So don't you think, like, first of all, you committed a sin of
Murder.
not only before we go to murder, you made the other sin,
Adultery.
of course,
what if you
adultery. If you are not married, of course, if you're not married, you did what?
Exactly.
You know what you did, and then you kill
Yes.
at the same time.
Three sins.
All
Three
of that
sins.
is pressure on you.
Yes.
You
And I don't think it's pressure on you, like the sin of adultery.
Fornication.
Because even if it's not,
fornication.
yes, religion itself, but also the society will come with this power. Like, yeah, you're pregnant before marriage. You're pregnant. How? You're still a student. So all of that will come on you. And I feel like when you're in those conditions, you have to be a strong Christian to think of keeping the baby. And that's why I keep saying that maybe if they had to make the law there, it should be, they should put some restrictions. Some restrictions to protect babies being killed out of selfishness, if I can call it that. Like, just, you want to live the normal life that you used to be without anybody knowing that you had a baby. And so that's not valid. But as a Christian, knowing that you killed a baby, now that one is tough. And I know that there's some hospitals you go to, they'll be like, no, we can't give you these pills because we don't want to take away your life. There are hospitals which are like, there are doctors who are like that. And that becomes a very challenging topic because it has to do with the personal belief of a person. That is a belief of the church, of the Bible, of a person who believes, but people have different beliefs. And when it comes to a wavering person who puts what is at stake, they'll be giving in to abortion. And I still don't think you should restrict them the right to do what they feel like doing.
I like the way she stands on her feet. Okay, do you share her opinion?
Yes, in some way. I would say that you say that in Burundi we are mostly Christian, and I asked, what if you are Christian or you are African, like some will call it, then you won't have the pressure of killing the baby. And I feel like being Christian puts some pressure on us too, like as girls or women, because if you have to abort, you have to go through mental crisis. I would say it like that, because you'll be killing someone, you'll be committing 3 sins, and you know that if you just sin once, you've done all the sins, and you cannot go to heaven, as the world they will say. So you will keep the unwanted baby to you, and you will feel shame wherever you go. So I feel like, yes, we should put some restriction to abortion. If some people have really solid reasons to abort, they should abort. You know?
Yeah, there's an input that she brought. Like, she talked about like some medical institutions that cannot even allow people to abort, and we know here, even though they can do it, it's not allowed. So of course we know they do it. we don't have like but sometimes we hear people saying that they do it. We don't really have the proofs, but people say that it's done because like it's okay. I'm sorry. So it's a taboo. That's why sometimes it's really hard to express myself.
Yeah.
So, don't you think those people who are doing that, like who are allowing it, maybe the medical staff who are, you know, trying, because they cannot even do in a legal institution. They try to hide themselves somewhere, and then they miscarry. I mean, it's not miscarrying. I'm sorry. They abort.
Yeah.
They remove the kid. So when they do that, don't you think it's also breaking the law? They should not do that.
First of all, I will go back to what she said about medical institutions. I will say that medical institutions should not stand on a person's belief or a country belief. I feel like medical staff, they take an oath to help anyone who is in need. So if she's in need, and then you stand by your religious beliefs, you are not helping the country. You are not, how can I say, you are not taking the oath seriously. You should stand by your word. Anyone should be helped, no matter your religious beliefs in the country or in the institution. As long as you are not a religious medical clinic, something like that.
But don't forget that also your oath, I mean, medical oaths they cannot go, you know, aside the law, I mean, of the country. They have to operate, you know, accordingly to the laws of the country. So I think their oath is also in alignment with the country laws.
Yes, but I think you are a doctor, and then you have a patient who was raped, and she has PTSD, something like that, and she has probably risk of miscarrying. Why wouldn't you help the patient? If you stand by the law of nothing, the abortion should not happen, it is restricted. No matter the reason, you should not abort. Then if you are a doctor, what would you do in that place?
No, I think when it's about miscarriage, when there is a risk of miscarriage, you know, they can do it. In that case, they have the freedom to do it. But when maybe talking about those, you know, maybe the risk of trauma, wherever you're passing through hardships, I think they be, you know, going against the law of the country. So they're also like, you know, tending to be, you know, approaching the punishment. If they are caught, of course, they be also facing some sanctions.
If I had to comment about the oath of the doctors, I'd say they also face dilemma, because I feel like during their oath, they also say that they should save every person's life, right? That's not depending on religion, but consider that you've already said that can I call it a creature? Or the living being in your womb already has a heart and it's beating. So it is also their duty to save not only you, not only to satisfy your desires of healing yourself, but healing the baby who you've just conceived. So for some of them, it would be like we can't kill, we bring life, we save life. So committing abortion is like
Breaking the law.
it's being unfair to this living being in your belly, and it's another life we have to save. So I could put it in that context, but I don't know if they use it. And that is outside religion. It's still in their oath of protecting people, of saving lives, of bringing life. That's how I see it.
Of course, do you see? Sometimes not really okay to put an end to a life that you're not, you know, you know, able to create. Because like they say, like in Burundi, we do say like it's the Lord, it's God that gives birth.
Yeah.
Don't you think sometimes if you were in the case of being raped, it's not you should have to carry that. They say to carry out the cross, the cross for believers, for Christians. It's like that's why I'm just, you know, trying to base myself on religious beliefs, because I know many Burundians, many people here, they are either Protestant or Catholics. So mostly they believe in Jesus. So they tell you just carry the cross of Jesus.
Yeah.
If you were raped, you don't have any other choice. Just keep your baby in. Can you understand them, or you still have, you know, some?
For me, I'm still on my stand. I'd be like, what if I just give birth to this baby and they die the first day because they're malnourished? because I was malnourished.
So what
What's
if
the point?
I give birth to the baby and then it lives longer than you expected?
She says she becomes
That's
maybe
another-
the prime minister, the president.
Yeah, the president or something.
That's another possibility. Yeah.
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 So-
that's a good thought.
It's a good.
But at the moment, you're not thinking of, so should I start supporting myself looking for food? Now I should start stealing so that I can eat and maybe give birth to the prime minister. He will take care of my crimes after.
I feel if we want to avoid abortion, we should support people who were raped emotionally, financially, or in all their needs.
Yeah.
Then we will avoid
Yes.
people who are in that dilemma of what if I keep the baby, what if I kill it? If we support them, it will be like a case that we've ended. We will not have the reason why to abort. We will not have the law if we support them. But because we don't support them and then we humiliate them, that is why we put the law, so that they can feel outcast in the society. Yes, if we support them, it will be good.
Thank you for anticipating. You just came to my, it was my last question. Like I was about to ask, how can we maybe avoid abortion? Maybe she can also have another idea that can be maybe in addition to what you have already said.
Well, I think I've already expressed some of my ideas, which is like educating people first off
true.
to know what to do when they reach those circumstances, and creating this atmosphere where somebody is not ashamed, but instead can approach someone and get help and know that they're not alone, and having a baby is not a bad thing. You can take care of it, and if you really can't afford, there are people to support you. If there are agencies and people don't know about those agencies, let them increase in number. Let them make themselves known so that they can receive those babies, and they don't have to face this trauma of abortion,
Yes.
of violating God, of violating society, of violating your plans, of all of this. So there's education, there's support, and I'd go with this.
And I will compliment on her. We should not only educate women only, because it is not the case for the woman. We should also educate the men. We should educate your sons, your girls to do in the situation of rape, and men to respect women, because they say that rape is out of respect. And if everyone is educated, that way we can foster an inclusive environment where everyone can feel safe, where you will have, like, if I'm raped, I know I will go to Mr. Who, and then he will help me because he knows the situation I'm in. Yes, I feel that way also.
Well, thank you very much, and maybe you can turn a little bit. We stay in the same topic, but like I call it maybe quiz time. Like we are seeing, like, in the country, something that is happening so much. Like girls, sometimes they're invited to go and like find boys in their own houses. It was just a mere rendezvous, just simple appointment. But sometimes you find boys from Burundi, they tell you, when she accepts to come inside my house, she has already accepted. Then they are raped.
Yeah.
So, in that case, what can you tell to the lady? That's maybe the following question, the following answer that I want from you. But I want to know, if the person is victim of that, where can he go after? Where can she go? Sorry, where can she go after?
I'm always like going back to the question, and why should we tell the lady, not the man who raped her? Why shouldn't we tell first the man? Why didn't you respect the girl? Yes, she came in your house. Yes, you invited her, but she was your guest. You have to respect your fellow human, I will say. Then, if the lady, then after the lady was raped, when she went willingly, I feel like I should give her emotional support and maybe taught her a lesson. Next time she will not go alone probably, or she will be careful in her rendezvous. I will say like that. But first we educate the man, then the lady comes after. I will say like that.
Yeah. Thank you for answering the second question that was, I was looking for. But like, there's a number one question that was like, maybe what is the institution that can maybe provide support to the lady who, like, let me put, like, we have victims of rape in the country, and they have centers, they have institutions, like they have organizations. You can name one you can name two, or you just name one. One.
Institutions that have
Yeah,
girls who are raped
Yeah.
in Burundi or worldwide.
Saying Burundi. You have worldwide?
No.
You're okay. Burundi. You're talking about Burundi.
Not even in Burundi.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a no here either.
No.
Probably I don't, but the association of people who have HIV. They help girls who are raped in some cases. But I don't know any other institution in Burundi. I don't even think that we have it that help people who are raped.
We do have them.
I think that's why I mentioned agencies, because I just don't know any.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me give you one. This is Centre Seruka.
Seruka, yes.
Seruka. It's your first time to? It's not her first time.
Not hers, but mine, yes.
It's your first time.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Well, another question, like not far from the first one. How can we avoid rape? Not abortion now, but rape. As young ladies, as I told you, like they are so, and you, of course, you've been, trying to advise young boys. Of course, we should ask them why they don't respect their guests. But there are people who never understand you, like people who never, feel what you're saying is true because they tell you, he came to my house. Of course, we are not well educated. All of us are not, we didn't get, the right upbringing. Then sometimes they act as foolish. And I even say, I love you, and when I love you means I will force. So how can we avoid that? What can you tell to young ladies?
Well,
it's a tough question.
That is really tough and sensitive, because you never know, man.
It's sensitive, you don't know what.
When? How do you avoid
Yes.
being forcefully sexually assaulted?
Yes.
By a person who is
Your friend.
Your friend, someone
who even trusted you,
who you have
something.
at heart.
Yes.
On the question that you started saying about like people, let's say males being like, if she accepts to come into your house, she's yours, or she's accepted that you do whatever you want with her. I feel like education can help, but girls or us ladies should also should be aware of that, so that we may be cautious. But I feel like if we were more humanly, or boys were educated, or male, all of us, we just respected each other for who we are, there was no need for us to be cautious. But since there must be precautions. I mean, you don't want to get raped. We don't want to get raped, at least.
Stay at home forever. But that's an extreme solution.
Is it possible?
To stay at home, no. It is not possible. You never know when you're going to be raped. You will never know. Because if I invite you, how will I know your bad intentions? If I go to buy...
But as I told you, like we have, like in general, Burundian young boys, there's like, it's so sad. Sometimes we even like, I heard like, I don't know, Rumonge.
Yes.
Some videos that were out, like 2 young people raping 1 lady.
Yes.
And they were even jailed after. So, and we see that happening. So I guess we can take some precautions.
Should we advise the ladies to not go and see their friends?
Should we advise them not to go alone? Because I feel like even if you don't go alone, you might find that your friend
they can
is an accomplice. They could be also an accomplice, because we have cases of that, whether you think you're going with a friend and the friend is an accomplice of the guy, leaves you alone, go out, and you're a victim. Or that's a tough one.
It's a tough one, of course, but I'm afraid you have already heard that, like from the advices from your parents, through them. I know you've heard that, telling you never go to visit a
boy alone.
You say you're alone, never.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you grow up listening to their parents. Stay away.
But you decide to not to to put that into consideration.
But what we're saying is that even though you have that, that's why she's asking, should you stop going to see your friend? Or if there's a solution of don't ever go there alone, how can you trust the person you're going with? So I feel like you're not safe wherever you choose to stand.
It is 50-50. If you stay at home and when you go to buy a biscuit at the shop, and then they can rape you in the distance, and if you go to see your friend, maybe you cannot be raped that day, but the other day that you will go, you can be raped. So I don't see the solution. I will just say, just be cautious wherever you go.
Yeah, sure.
Learn karate.
Yes.
Learn karate.
If that helps.
Or we should educate the men to respect the women, to give them total respect.
Yeah, sure.
If you have invited someone, you give them space, their personal space. I don't know, you entertain them, you do whatever you do, but please don't force them. Ask. If she's willing, then okay. But if she's not, then back off.
Respect her privacy.
Yeah, respect.
But I guess the best precaution we have now is just staying away.
Stay.
Stay away. You got it? Be cautious in the Burundi. So here, maybe let's go to the last part of the show. We are gifted. Do you know your gift?
Talking.
Oh,
I'm doing it right now.
You're doing it right now. Your gift. What's your gift? You have? Do you have one or you have many gifts?
Define a gift, so that I can know what gift I'm supposed to be given.
You said?
You have to define
A
what
gift.
do you mean by
it's
gift.
just a talent, like something you're good at doing.
I will say I'm good at cooking, if you call that like a gift. Yes. I'm good at making people laugh sometimes.
Okay, you got it. So she gonna make us laugh now.
No.
Now. So
Not
it was
right
like,
now. I
don't
say
lie,
that
don't
You're
lie.
making me laugh.
Yeah, of course. She make us laugh
saying that.
right
I
now,
said
right?
sometimes.
Sometimes.
So it depends.
Okay.
Because you said that it is something you are good at.
Yeah.
If I'm good at writing, like not writing like a book or a novel or a poem,
Yeah, sure.
I'm just good at taking notes and writing. So is that a talent?
I don't think so. We just call it, like in my humble opinion, we call it talent, something that will enable you to get something.
Yeah, something you do naturally.
You do natural, but it's gonna also be profitable. You maybe gain something from that. Especially we now you know that what we use so much is money. So you say I'm not really benefiting from it right now, but I see that maybe in near future, like sometime I'll be getting something out of it.
I would argue, but taking notes could be a talent, considering that you can take notes for your classmates for money.
Of course.
Yes.
It can be. Of course, it can.
And
it can. But let's stay on the two talents that she told us.
Okay.
She's good at cooking. She's also good at making people laugh. So sometimes
I understand the word.
I mean, you cook different recipes. I mean, foods.
Yeah.
So which one are you the best?
The best at I feel like cooking rice because here in Burundi we are used to rice that is just white, but I can cook rice that is, you can say orange, green, in which color you want. Even the taste will be better than the white rice. Yes.
What kind of spice do you use? It's a secret, professional secret?
Yeah. No, you keep your recipes for yourself because I can
You
get
can
them
give
out.
us some special things and leave the extra part for yourself, at least.
At least.
If you want to make red rice, you can use tomato. You can use what we say in French, poivre noir, and then it will make it smell like some persons who are very far away can smell that you are cooking rice that is very tasty. Yeah.
Karen,
Yeah.
has she ever cooked for you?
No, I was going to say that, man. You have to invite me over.
You know what?
I always hear about the eating part,
You know what?
never about the cooking.
You know what?
Yeah, the eating part, that is why I like so much to eat because I like also cooking my own food or for.
Wow.
Invite me sometimes, I will cook for you guys.
Really?
That's really amazing. That's really. I was about to say that next time we try to bring something here, so we
Yeah.
cook here, or maybe
No,
we find her somewhere, or maybe we invite her.
Yeah.
So she okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I would take your
Next,
food.
next, you said she must make us laugh.
Oh man.
She's already laughing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So that your face makes her laugh.
He doesn't have to say anything. He just have to look at her and laugh.
Then you laugh. Oh, okay.
Because
That's
I'm trying to
really-
imagine her trying to make us laugh.
Hey, okay, okay. So maybe you can also tell us
My gift,
one of
my
your talent.
talents. You know, the problem with that question is that you want to make me do it.
Yeah, of course, of course. That's-
So, I'm not really skilled at debate. What would I? Writing.
Writing.
Yes, I don't know if I like writing.
I'm
And
taking notes.
not taking notes.
Writing what?
Either poems or slam.
Oh, that's really amazing. Then maybe now she can,
perform
of course.
for
No,
us.
no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Of course, a
no.
poem or a slam. Please, a poem or a
you have-
slam. Of course.
No, no.
One.
I can
Just
give a spoiler. Why don't you make the poem where you said about girls? We were talking about girls and
Yeah, of course,
rape.
maybe.
Why don't
Yeah,
you?
sure.
Oh my God.
Thank you
The
for
problem
that.
is I might not get the lines right.
Okay,
Okay.
we won't know that you didn't get the
Oh, you
lines
will.
right, but you can just perform for us also.
Okay. The second thing is singing. I love singing. But when you define talent as something that can bring you profit, that wouldn't qualify because I don't use it for profit.
No, it's okay. maybe later on, and sometimes we have talents and we don't use
Them.
we use them for money, but we know we have them.
Yeah.
So maybe you can like ponder over that.
But
and
when you say you know you have them, it's like,
yeah, people even are not aware of it.
Okay.
They have them, but they're not aware of it.
Okay.
So then we try maybe to discover maybe for them.
Yeah.
But you know them already, so please sing or perform a poem or slam, just the shortest one.
I feel like I forgot my lines. Should I pick my phone and check them or should I just do it? Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
Fine. If I forget the lines, forgive me.
It's okay.
Just do it.
We don't know your lines, so it's okay. We're not gonna know
This
that.
is payback for bringing you here,
Okay.
isn't it? Okay. So the poem is called The Rose.
The rose.
The rose, yeah. The flower, the rose.
Ah, okay.
I like the poem.
And you knew it?
Yeah, that is why I spoiled it.
Okay. Awesome.
So, forgive me.
I
for
feel like
forgetting
she
lines.
should stand up because when you're performing a poem, you don't say it.
Sure. Okay. You don't go far from that place because maybe technical
You're really
side.
happy with this,
It's-
aren't you?
Okay.
So weird.
It's not weird.
Talking about a girl in a world where her opinions are held with a good amount of skepticism, ridicule, and scorn now and then. As to man, this is but usual. What I face is nothing crucial. It's just another phase of moon swings where my mind runs loose in attempt to be what it was never meant to be. Why can't I embrace my iniquities to serve humanity as God intended it to be? Seeing me for fashion and bearing my passion in unfertilized soil so I never grow, they've dressed me in rose skin to emit fragrance for the pollinating bees. They've painted me pink to emit fragrance for those for the admirer's eyes. But what if I wasn't meant to be a rose? What if I was meant to be a tree with branches spread wide, a trunk that can grow as strong, roots that can grasp firm and tight and still be able to produce good fruit? I am a rose, or so I've been taught. And it is with my thorns that I will prick the lover that picks me up and let the stench of blood overshadow my scent. Yes, I'll tell nature about nurture that stopped the peacock from flying over years of admiration, giving admiration instead of satisfaction. I grow, but not in perfection. I forgot the lines.
No, it's okay. Wow. Thank you very
Oh
much.
my God!
Oh, wow.
But man, this was really like the perfect slam for today because it was.
It's okay. I'm really speechless. I didn't know you can.
It was against rape. Why didn't I think about that?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I'm good sometimes
Wow.
to think about right things.
Why didn't you say before? I should have thought about it. Next time, I will come with it prepared.
Wow.
If we come next time.
Yes.
But it's all about being a rose. Like as a girl, you're taught to grow up, to bring satisfaction, I guess, to your husband because the main goal of you is to be a wife to somebody.
An
And
object
so,
to
yeah,
someone.
yeah.
Not an
to give
object.
satisfaction.
Yeah,
It's literally a machine to produce
Yes.
babies.
Not really.
They
That was-
educate
that
you.
was-
You have to do this. Like you have to cross your legs.
Exactly.
You have to laugh silently. You have to know
That
how
was for
to
the
cook.
former time.
And
But of
even
course,
right now.
of course, we are Burundians. Then we have some ways like of behaving.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to sit in a.
You know
Exactly.
that culture is enclosing on us.
But
It's
I
making
feel like
us very tired.
even with that upbringing, how can you say no to a guy who's like pulling you into his room and you're all like secluded and all that stuff? You will be raped.
Hey.
And we're talking about rape right now.
Okay,
So
sure.
we're brought up to stay put
True.
and you be submissive.
I think rape is an outcome of the upbringing of cultures, how they raise us. Because I'm not saying that parents are raising us badly, but I'm saying that if they raise us differently, maybe we will not have cases of rape.
They will finish us. they raise up like this. We are finished, and you're telling us how to avoid rape.
You guys, I don't know. I feel like we cannot end this show today, but you know, time is up. I can see that the watch is against us. So let me thank you. It was really great to be with you today. I'm so grateful. Thank you, dear.
Verite.
Okay. Okay. Truth. That's her name. What about the last name?
Gahimbare.
Gahimbare
Joy.
Joy.
Yeah.
Gahimbare Joy. You have okay. Joy. You're trying to translate
Yeah.
Verite, truth. Gahimbare Joy. Okay. Only 2 names.
Yeah, 2 names.
All right. Okay. I want to also thank Karen for her time here.
Thank you.
You've been so special, guys, and I want to also thank our viewers for watching BNP TV. This is the end of our show. Stay tuned.